David is with us tonight. He's going to give us a demonstration or an explanation about how to calculate sizes of an urn, because we all have this, well, this mystery surrounds us. So right now, let's pop into David and see our demonstration, our first demonstration. Kay Boge is going to give us one in a little while. Are you up, David? Are you ready?
Okay. I'll give you a quick summary of what's going on the website. And what's going on is I've got a little thing for those people that are interested in, or not interested, curious about what size urn they need to make for a particular weight. I'm completely unfamiliar with how to make the urns in terms of how big, how tall it needs to be, and so that I have enough for the ashes, so to speak. So I've come up with a little tool that might help. And the first thing that you do is you go to the website and find the tool. And boy, I'm just skipping all over the place here. Let's see if I can get this to go a little slower. There we go. Right. Over here, you can put the height in either inches or centimeters. Whatever you give in whatever it is, like this is 10 inches. So this is the result. It's 215.8 inches cubed. So you get a volume over here, and this is the height. From top to bottom, whatever you put in, you're going to get some sort of result. And this answer will be cubed of whatever value you gave. Over here, you can say, okay, you're just doing 1/2 of the urn to give you an idea. And I figure the other side is symmetrical. And right now you can see I've got a kind of an interesting shape here. Up here says, how wide do you want the lip to be? You can kind of move along and make the lip of the urn whatever distance you want. And then you say how big you want the base to be. My base is going to be ridiculous. No, it's going to be something like that. And then I can change the shape of the sides any way I want by grabbing the little button here or the little button there, kind of move it around. You now have a shape to some sort of an urn. We have no idea what the volume is. We just know how tall it is. Then we move this right here and we say, okay, I'm going to try to get this square, this rectangle to have about as much hanging over. I don't know if this makes sense, hanging over. I have something hanging over. This is going here. There's a little missing there. This is about the right size for this. This is about the right size for this. This is about the right size. This is all an estimate. It's not giving you the exact volume. If you end up making this thing, the probability that you're actually going to make it with this exact shape is probably low, but it'll get you in the ballpark. And you'll know that, if I made it with that shape, I would get a volume if this was 10 inches. It would be 268, ignore the 0.4, I guess, 268 square inches, or rather cubic inches. If you need something that's about 268 cubic inches, this is probably reasonably accurate. So I've got something that's 10 inches. It's going to be about a 2.5 inches at the base here. It's going to be kind of 3, 3.5, 3.5. Notice this isn't really a half, but I'm saying this is only estimates. You're not going to get the exact result, but it'll get you in the ballpark. If you know you have to have over 150 cubic inches, I now know that I have at least 150 cubic inches. I have much more than that here. And again, I can reshape it to whatever I want to and get an estimate. Okay, so I haven't changed this, I haven't changed this, but I'll kind of change these things and say, whoops, I missed one there. And it'll give me an idea.
And those inches are doubled because that's only one side of the urn,
Just
correct?
one side of the urn.
Yeah,
So this
okay.
particular one would kind of, I don't know, how do you describe that shape?
Heart-shaped.
Heart shape, there we go. So, and you could actually get a heart shape,
Mhm.
so to speak, at least a little bit. There is a problem with the thing, you can't really go too high up here. And if you do, and it goes out and hits that line, you have to release it and let it relax a second to catch it again. But you can get quite a few shapes out of this, whatever the shape is that you want. You're going to get about that volume. I wouldn't try to put, this one implies that it would have 557 cubic inches. I wouldn't really try to put something like that in there. Let's adjust this.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah,
would you, does the red bars, do they represent pieces of wood?
the red bars.
Yeah, the ones you're moving back and forth.
No, all they are is what I'm actually doing. Normally you would know how to figure out a cylinder. A cylinder is the length time height, rather the diameter times pi times the height. This isn't a cylinder. So I'm making, figuratively speaking, little cylinders here. And I'm saying this little cylinder would have one volume. This little cylinder would have another volume. This little cylinder has a little volume. So you're going up and down the
I see, I see.
the
I guess the question I was,
cylinders,
the question I was asking,
and add them up.
the question I was asking was, I guess, would you use this tool to then, let's say you were going to do a segmented urn, would you use this tool to then say, okay, I need pieces of wood that are this big?
No, well,
Okay, all right, thanks.
this is just, there are always 8 of these. I figure I could put more or less or something, but it would just be a pain in the neck. This gets you in the ballpark as to what the volume is going to be. And then you might say to yourself, well, what does the volume have to be for a person of a particular weight? There's another link over here. And I came up and I said, okay, you can put it in pounds or kilograms or stone. And if I say I have somebody that's 256 kilograms, then we'd have to have cubic centimeters would be the result. And I'd be saying 9,249 cubic centimeters. Not going to do that. How about if I have somebody that's 256 pounds, I need 256 cubic inches. So this gives me an idea what I'm looking for in terms of the bowl or the volume that I'm trying to create. Does that make any sense?
Hey, David.
Yep.
Yeah.
Walt Wager, who's demoed for you guys before, he's measured out in rice, like 100 pounds. What would be 100 pounds in rice, and we've used that on different vases to find out, you know, if this person weighs
But
this.
that's after you've created the vase. And what I'm saying is, if you have no idea how tall you want to make this, then this gives you a chance to say, I got no idea how tall I need to make this thing. And this gives you an option to estimate what you need to start with.
I think
and
it's
once you-
fantastic.
If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think it's great.
Yeah, so this is definitely not intended as the actual volume. Pardon me, I'm trying to find it. There it is. There it is. This is not the ultimate result. This is just saying I don't know what I want to do. If I made something that was 8 inches high, I would only end up with 110 with this shape. Okay, I might not make 110. It might turn out to be 120 because this is only an estimate.
Dave,
But
is that 110 for just half the urn or for the whole urn?
That's the whole
For the
urn.
inside.
The
For
whole urn,
the
yeah.
You're
capacity for the
describing
inside.
drawing half because it's going to be.
All right, that's,
Is this all in inches, in cubic inches?
If this is
Mhm.
8 inches, this is in cubic inches. If you make this in centimeters, then this answer is in centimeters.
Cubic
Dave?
centimeters, okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, cubic.
Dave, would this be the outside volume or the inside volume?
This is the inside volume.
Inside volume.
This is the inside volume. Of course, what you're doing is you're giving the shape of the inside. I mean, you could have a thing that looks like this on the outside, but the inside would look straight up and down like a cylinder. And so you're not doing that, if you know what I'm saying. You're saying whatever I'm measuring here is the inside of the cylinder. If you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Totally makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I could have something that looks like that and say, I'm actually going to make a cylinder here. The outside shape looks like this. Nobody's going to do this, but that's the whole point. This gives me an estimate before I start. Am I
This is one
making
of the-
something that's tall enough? Is that shape going to have enough room once I'm done? Then when you get done, you pour the rice in and say, hey, that's the actual volume. And yeah, I came up pretty close.
So if you were making a 1/2 inch thick wall, you would just add 1 inch to the total dimension.
Exactly, exactly. And these are the dimensions in terms of, this would be 1.1 3/4 inches. The 7.76 isn't 3/4, but my point is, I'm not getting an exact answer anyway, but
This is one of the best things I've ever seen on Worldwide Wood Turners. Thank you
What's that?
very much. This is Mark Soleil.
okay. So that gives you, something you can start with, and it'll give you most any shape you need.
That is extremely nice. And this is going to be available on our website, folks. On
This-
our website, probably the finest wood turning website in the world. And that's where you'll find this.
Very
And
cool,
that is
Dave.
from
Thank
our
you.
webmaster, David Rhodes. David Rhodes is our webmaster. And there's a lot of work into that website, a lot of work. And it's well worth it. I'm going to shut this off for a moment. David's back with
Oh,
us
yours.
again.
Dave,
David, that
That
was
is
very
fan-
nice.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it. I didn't know what else to do in terms of, I'm going to make an urn. How big do I need to make it? So now everybody has an opportunity.
Very good. Thanks, Dave.
And we didn't
Good
have to
job.
put the spotlight on it. Look at that. That's great. Worked out just right.
Thank you, Dave.
All
Very
right.
nice.